everyone, welcome to the beginning of the next row in our Rooms of Wonder Lost Items page. This I think is probably a journal of some sort, and I have coloured one already, not in a video, but on the very back page in the colour test page. I just had a quick look at it and I'm going to colour this one quite differently, I think. I'm going to start actually with the fiddly details on the cover. With number 9, which is my black, and I'm going to do this sort of edge in here in a black there, and these bits. Now, they're quite nice if you can do them in gold or like a sort of really lovely old book, but when it's so small it can be easier to do it not. I'm just looking, I think that's all I want in black. We've got these little leaf shapes. I'm going to make them into leaves, I think. I think what I'll do is I'll start with quite a light colour. I want something that's going to show up though. So number 52, which is our sap green. I'm going to give it a sharpen because these are teeny tiny, and then colour those. Oops. I'm just going to block them in. They're too small to do anything too fancy with, I think. We've got a lot going on this page. So, there we go. Now I need to think of a cover colour. Now I had considered doing it just green. I think that might work quite well, but I want a sort of slightly darker colour than the leaves. Now I'm thinking, have I messed it up by doing those that colour? I know, let's not do it green. Let's do it number 16, the lovely golden ochre colour. Let's do it that colour. So I'm going to actually colour all of the cover now with this in just a medium sort of layer. And then I'm going to add another colour after. Gosh, the sun is creeping across my desk. Hopefully I can get this one done before it comes across, but I'm not going to rush. I can always close the blind, but it just means the colours will be all different. Oh, I can hear some piano playing. I think my neighbour, he's might be playing. It'll be nice when I'm editing to listen to the piano. Right, it's quite plain. I'm thinking we've actually got this sort of piece around the outside. I might do that a different colour. Now I can colour on top of this pale ochre, so it should be fine. I'm thinking we've got those sort of sienna type browns which we could use. Oops, I've gone over the top of our little label. Never mind. There we go. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for now, and I may add to it. So I think I'm going to grab the 73, which is called Burnt Sienna, and we'll do a few. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking it would be darker here and then lighter towards the top. I've made that quite dark. Sorry, I don't know if you can see with that shadow. So I'm just going to darken that up like that. And the same here, so a little bit darker nearer the table, I guess. I mean, it was obviously floating in the air, but I'm sure it's meant to be sitting on a table. This looks like a very important book for someone to lose, doesn't it? With all these markers in it. It's obviously well used. I think we'll put that on this bottom bit too. Now I'm thinking, should we make a border? Yeah, but not with this colour. We'll grab number 72, which is the dark sand, and we'll do a sort of We'll do the inside darker, I'm thinking. We'll keep the border light. I'm going to have to sort of make that up there because it ends. It's okay, I can't draw, but I can cope with that. Oh, there's a train going by. I'm just gently popping this on. It's quite a vibrant colour, but with that ochre underneath, it mutes it a little bit. But I'm also trying not to press too hard. I just want to build the colour up lightly until it looks how I want it to look, rather than plastering it down and then regretting it, which I have been known to do. There, let's have a look, just sit back. Right, I'm going to get the 16 again, and I'm going to go back over this edge, and I think it just needs a little bit more intensity to sort of compete with that darker colour. So I'm just going to layer it over like that, and I think that helps us. And in here it also warms it more, like nice warmth. Now this little gap here, let's have a think about, we've got the book, the pages are glued there, and that's the sort of gap, so I think it's going to be quite dark in there. I'm going to use the 72 to put a little bit of colour in there, and then I'm going to go over the top of it with the 16 to sort of, so that it's not really dark, but I think I want to put a bit of 77 on there to give the impression of sort of shadow. But I've burnished that quite a bit. It's not really going down there. But never mind. The plan was there. Now the edges of the pages. Now I quite often use the 16 for this to make them look like they've got some gold leaf on the edge, which is rather fun. But I'm sure this journal hasn't got gold leaf, so I'm just turning my pages of my I'm going to use number 10. Sorry, I wasn't turning my pages, I was turning my leaves of my pencil case. Just a little bit yellowy, not too much, but just so that it doesn't look like we've forgotten to colour it. Now we have various markers and tickets and bits and bobs now to do, and I think it's quite fun to do some randomish colours for these, because I think the person doing it might want them to stand out. So let's grab a 61, which is a dark mauve, and do this one. I'm putting it on lightly and then thinking it's turned over at this end, so I think it would be a bit darker there and here, and be catching the light just there in the middle where it's bent. I don't know if you want to be that fussy, but it's up to you. Let's grab something else, some 33. I'm just randomly grabbing. Now we have a bookmark here, and to me it looks like it's sort of turned down, as if this bit here is catching the light. So I'm going to layer up down here, get a really dark layer, and then sort of fade it up to the top there to make it look like it's catching the light. Up there. And there we go. Now we've got another bookmark. And what should we go for? Grab a dark green. Let's use the 38. I think this is the sea green. Yeah. Again, a light layer while I think. Yeah, I think these tips have turned down, particularly this one, so make that a bit darker. That one darkish too, and then a bit lighter here. There we go. Now I want a red. Let's go for a pinky red. This one is 23. I think this is the Bordeaux. I thought so. Sorry, it's not showing up particularly well. I'm going to put it quite far away from this pink though and put it here. A light layer to start with. I'm thinking it might be darker where it's near, where this is overlapping. Actually, we might pop some shadow in at the end because I'm thinking we might need a few shadows. Let's go for number 11 next, which is our sand, and do this one. It's a bit close to the colour of the book, isn't it? But never mind. Perhaps yeah. Anyway, and what are we missing? Orange. Let's do number 24, which is actually called Scarlet Red, but to me it looks quite orangey. I'm just going to make it a little bit darker where it's near the book. Now, our tag on the book, we need a colour of tape as well. I'm thinking I might go for number 8 for the tape to make it look a bit silvery. Gosh, it'd look like duct tape. Imagine if someone stuck some duct tape on the front of your journal, you'd be fuming. Hopefully that's silver washi tape. And then we need the actual label. I was thinking of a green. We usually do it to match in with something of the main page, so maybe I'll do number 5. It's not a green we've used, but it's going to be quite close. So I just wanted to do a slightly different green, but I think it'll blend in. Trying to layer it up a bit as I go so that it's quite a vibrant colour. There we go. Now I'm just going to go around some parts in my black, number 9, to show some shadow. Start at the top now, thinking where these are might just be a little shadow on the edge of them from the book, and this one also from the other label, like that. I'm just going to do that on the edge of each of these little tabs, markers, bookmarks, like that. Then I'm thinking under here, to me this corner looks like it's sticking up, so give a bit more shadow. Some down the side of here. Oops, that's a bit thick. Like that. And then I'm thinking also down here, there might be a little bit, but because that's already black, it's a little bit awkward. My son is laughing next door. It's so lovely to hear him. He should be working. But hey, it's nice to hear him laughing. A bit under here. You could also emphasize these page lines if you want to. Yeah, I think that's done. I'm not going to fiddle anymore. I'm happy with that, and I've got to make that do for the day because the sun has nearly reached me. But I may come and record some more this afternoon, but for now I think 3 videos is enough. I need a coffee, but yeah, so I just made the 3. I just did the 3, but thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a really lovely day and happy colouring.